Now it's
good.
recording.
Good.
Okay, so what is your teacher background? How long have you been teaching? What levels and your educational background?
Okay. So I graduated from Illinois University with a bachelor's in junior high and middle school, endorsed in English, language arts, and social studies. And then I got my master's in curriculum and instruction. I've been teaching in the same district for 17 years. 8 years was in 6th grade, and the last 9 years have been in 8th grade.
Okay. So what is your educational philosophy?
All children will learn, all children will be served.
Wonderful. Okay. What is your classroom management? How do you handle discipline issues?
Usually a verbal warning in the middle of class will do just fine. If not, I remove them from the class. If I have to go further, a detention will be given, or I will call home.
Okay. So grading, how often do you grade and what is your grading method?
I do about 2 hours a day, usually on average. 1 hour after school, 1 hour at home. 70% of their grade is test quizzes, major papers, and projects. 30% is homework.
Collegiately, what relationships do you have with administration, other teachers, and staff?
I pretty much get along with everybody. Our principal and assistant principal, most of them have either taught in the building or taught somewhere in the district, so we've either taught together, so we have a pretty good relationship. I can take constructive criticism from them.
Okay, good. So parents, how do you get them involved, and how do you deal with quote-unquote bad parents? Like we were just talking about.
Right, this is the tough part of the job. Okay, so with email, this day and age, web pages and things like that, I'm pretty communicative with them. I do mass emails all the time, or I individually email the parents. If I don't hear back from them, I will call them to make sure that they've, seen whatever it is that I need them to see. Gosh, bad parents, I try to really zero in on the kid's strengths of a parent that is kind of not easy to handle. And usually if I point out the strengths first and talk about all the strengths that their child has, then lead into the weaker areas or the areas of improvement, I usually have pretty good, feedback from the parents. I usually don't have tough parents. If it ever got out of control, maybe out of the 17 years that I've been doing this, I've had to advise a parent to the principal just because I couldn't help them in the way that they wanted me to help them. But usually I'm usually good. I always, there was a parent that emailed the way that she thought I should be teaching, and put all these, it was like a 5-page email. It was exhausting to read, and she was telling me all the standards that I should be focusing on and all the stuff that I'm doing that I probably is a waste of time and paper. And I just said, everything you wrote was very interesting. I will take all of it into consideration. Thank you for taking the time. Done. And that was the end of it.
Gotta be mature about it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So for standardized testing, how do you try and prepare the kids for this, and how do the kids feel about it?
Yeah, well, now you're talking about Park. So up until Park,
new?
It's new.
Okay.
It's awful. I shouldn't say it's awful. It's just not. They haven't really. It's new, so it's not. It's a lot of kinks are in it. So if we're talking about ISATs, which is primarily what you went through and most of my career I've had, we did practice testing. We practiced extended reading responses. We did stuff in class to help prepare for it.
Yeah.
And the kids, I don't think, hated it. I think it was something that they expected because they've been doing it since they were little. As far as now with Park, there's really not practice anything. The kids can practice on the Park test itself, and we've done that. We'll go to the lab. The last year
it's
was
online?
It's all online. The first year was last year, so we went to the lab. Every few weeks, every teacher was able to go and take their kids and practice the test online.
So you don't even have anything to compare it to yet.
You don't,
It's only been for 1 year.
So it's really hard. And then we were supposed to get our test scores this year, and the state couldn't give them to us. So we don't even know how well or bad our kids did last year. So
will you know after this year?
We don't know. It's all. Last year we took the test twice. This year we're only taking Park once. They've made some modifications on it. The kids hate it. It is really really complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like us teachers sat down to take the test. It was awful.
Yeah.
Like there were math teachers who were like, are you kidding me? So I think overall nobody likes it.
Okay.
And there's been states that have pulled out of it.
Uh-huh.
Couple of things though, like we've done study island. There's stuff that we do to help them just get in the test mode, but we don't know yet if it's even helping them on Park. Like there's study island is out there. IXL for math is out there.
What was the STAR test? I remember
STAR
talking
testing.
about that when I was observing.
That is a progress monitoring test for the kids. So like theoretically they take it 3 times a year. So you should see growth from like fall to spring.
Okay, that's helpful.
I don't know that that's, again, I don't know if any of these things help with the Park, but they're all basic skills and things like that, and they're adaptive tests.
Helping somehow.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
right now Park is way new that everybody hates it.
Everyone hates new stuff.
I know.
But yeah.
It's difficult, and it's really hard.
No.
It's awful.
Okay. Salary and benefits. The average pay in the district, health cover, and extra. Do you get extra pay for summers if you do anything?
Okay, yeah. So average, oh my God, pay in the district. It's been so long.
If I can ask that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna say $40,000 is starting.
Okay.
That would be something you check online probably.
Okay.
What was the other questions?
Average pay in the district, health coverage, and extra pay for summers.
Health coverage sucks in our district right now, and I think a lot of districts are having that problem. Districts have to, in the state of Illinois, have to cut back, and one of the ways they're doing it is like taking away some benefits that we have. So it's not that great. It's gotten worse since I started teaching here. My kids are on my husband's health insurance because ours is so high. So I'm just single. I'm just paying for myself. And I think it's like $47 a month.
Okay.
But if it was like the kids and I, it was going to be like $6 something a month, $668 a month. Yeah, it was awful.
Oh my God.
So not too great. And yes, we get paid for stuff over the summer if we do it. So like if we teach summer school, you get paid. Most teachers can put in for summer writing, which means you get like 3 days to work with your co-partner, or your department chair, and like, do whatever, plan for the year. So yeah, you get paid.
Okay, cool. Let's see. After hours. So your time spent working at home before and after school, prep time for the day.
Since kids, it's barely anything, anytime. Before kids, it was like I'd get here early and do stuff.
Yeah.
I'd stay late and do stuff. I'd go home and do stuff. Now I really have to utilize my time here, which is half the reason why I can't coach. So I do stuff mostly after school before I leave, and then I try to get an hour in at night before
It's
I
a
go
bit
to
easier
bed.
to do it here.
It so is, yeah. Because by the time I get ready for bed and then I sit on my couch, I pass out. I'm like so
You're not
exhausted.
doing anything.
Like last night when I texted you about this, it was I'm like
I was in
passed out
bed
on the
ready to go to
couch.
sleep.
Did you? And I'm like, God, it's gonna be so loud. It's probably gonna wake her up. But I was on my way up to bed. I had fallen asleep on the couch. Like, and I looked at the clock. I'm like 10:52. Oh my God.
No, I was going to sleep too. Don't worry.
I had already had a little nap and I was heading up to bed. So yeah.
Okay, so your average day walkthrough. What types of things do you do on a daily basis at James Hart?
Okay. So I get here pretty much close to the bell, and then we have a first period. So second period on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is department meetings. So right away, my partner and I, the other girl that teaches language arts on the other team, she and I get together. Then we teach third period, and then fourth period is academic lab, which is for kids that aren't in the music program. And then fifth period is my co-taught class, and then lunch, then sixth period is plan, seventh period teach, eighth period teach. And then after school, whatever club I have going on, plus grading papers and getting cut up. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, instead of meeting with our department chair, we meet with our team of teachers.
Okay.
So team 8B.